Do you wear contour every day? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below and let me know if you wear contour every day. I'm at the point in my makeup process where I usually apply contour and then blush. So the way I do it kind of really helps me to not have to do as much makeup because the contour really takes care of a lot of other steps for me. So I'm going to show you how I apply the contour, and after I finish my makeup, then I'll do my hair. I always do my contour during the middle of my makeup process, and I always do my makeup before I do my hair. What order do you do yours? Do you do makeup first and then hair, or hair and then makeup? I would love to know. If you're new here, I'm Dawn from Just Doing My Best. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm here every week with a brand new video for women over 40 and women over 50 who just want to look and feel our very best. We're not 20 anymore. We're not 30 anymore. We're not trying to look like our daughters or granddaughters even. We just want to look and feel our very best right here, right now. Today we're talking about contour. Like I said, I'm right in the middle of my makeup process, so I'm going to show you how I apply my contour every day and then the blush over it. And I'm going to use this e.l.f. contour palette, and I like this one because it has 4 different colors, and I'm going to use the kind of the middle color. In a nutshell, what contour does is, think of contour as wearing black pants or wearing all black. We tend to wear all black when we want to look a little bit thinner, right? That's what contour does. So contour is going to make you just a little bit thinner looking as we're getting older and our face is kind of falling. So where we used to be able to apply blush, you know, do this and do that, I can't really do that anymore because gravity is taking over, right? And so if I do that and apply it here, by the time I look up at you, it's kind of fallen down a little bit. So I need to be a little bit more creative. So that's what contour is in a nutshell. Contour is just going to make the things that you want to look thinner because my face is a little bit more round than it was in my 20s. Gravity has kind of taken over. So that's what contour is just going to do. It's just going to make me look a little bit thinner. They do make contour brushes, and if you don't necessarily, like if you're buying brushes, makeup brushes on a regular basis, and you don't want to necessarily buy 100 brushes. So a contour brush is just a little bit smaller than a blush brush. Can you see that? So this one is not as wide and then the blush brush, and of course the blush brush is not as wide as your all over face brush. So it's a little bit more targeted, but not as tiny as an eyeshadow brush. So I'm just gonna take this, and I will link this in the description below. I will also link this palette in the description below. So just go below this video and you can find that. So all I'm gonna do is gonna put it in that middle color. And remember, any place that you first touch down with your brush, whether that's eyeshadow, whether it's your blush, whether it's your contour, is going to be the darkest. So you never want to first put your brush down out here because that's where it's going to be the darkest. So I want to touch down somewhere over here where I can blend it in a little bit better. And remember what I said, that's what we've been doing, right? But because now my face is kind of pointing down a little bit more, I need to move it up. And I want my blush to be centered about right in the middle of my eye and move this way. So I want my contour to be right below that. So I'm going to focus my contour about right in here, okay? And notice, if I do that, that's down here, right? So I want my contour to be right in here because I'm going to focus my blush just above that. The lights are a little deceptive. It makes it look like it's super dark. But I did take the other end and just kind of get rid of some of the excess. Let's do the other side. So already you can see that it gives my face, my cheeks a little bit of definition where my cheeks aren't as defined like they were 20 years ago. My face is filling out a little bit more. So that contour really defines that cheekbone a little bit. And you'll notice that I'm going up because then it also thins out this part of the face. So let's do the top. So I'm going to continue to just kind of thin out the outline of my face a little bit. If maybe your nose needs to be thinned out a little bit, you can take this really easily and just kind of thin out your nose a little bit. Now I'm going to take this and do just below my cheekbone on both sides to thin out the bottom part of my face. So can you see that doing contour is kind of like black pants for your face? It just kind of thins everything out a little bit. I went just below my cheekbone, so the contour went just below where I'm gonna put on my blush, and I'll show you that in a minute. I framed my face to kind of thin that out a little bit. You could thin out your nose if you want to, and I said cheekbones down here, but I meant my jawline. So you could go along the jawline to thin that out a little bit. And then also, if you wanted to, maybe you're going to an event, you're going to wear a really nice dress, and you wanted to kind of thin this out a little bit, you could also take your contour and just go right along the side of your throat to kind of thin that out just a little bit. One of the other things that I do a lot with my contour is I almost kind of use it in place of eyeshadow, and I just give myself just a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit of color and definition right up here on my eyes. I don't like to wear a lot of eyeshadow. Not that I don't like eyeshadow, it's just that I need to look a little bit thinner. You know, like I said, my face is a little bit more round than it was 20 or 30 years ago, but I don't want to invest all the time it takes to do eyeshadow sometimes. So this is how I cheat the system. I just put a little bit of this kind of along that bone there, and then I just call it a day. Now let's put on some blush. If you ever feel like you maybe applied just a little bit too much contour and you don't want to mess up your whole face, this brush comes with two ends, so I could kind of blend in just a little bit, but you could also just take your face powder that you've probably already put on, since I had already done my foundation and my concealer. You could just take your face powder if you wanted to and just kind of tone it down a little bit if you felt like you got a little heavy-handed with the contour. One of my favorite blushes that I'm loving right now is from Milani. It's like, I don't know, less than 10 bucks. I love it so much. And I'm going to apply my blush. I will link this in the description down below this video. And if you're ever looking for more tips and ideas, product suggestions for women our age, be sure to come over and find me on Facebook or Instagram at Just Doing My Best. And I talk about makeup and application and fashion all the time. So look me up on Instagram or Facebook at Just Doing My Best. I'm going to take my blush and I'm going to be pretty light-handed with my blush. And I'm going to follow kind of the same line that I did with the contour. Remember, I want to be right in the middle of my eye, and I don't want to go down very far. The contour is down as far as I want it to go, so now I'm going above the contour. So just going up here, a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my forehead, over my eyes a little bit, just to give myself some all over color. And I'm done. Was that helpful to watch me apply contour and blush? I hope it was. If it was, please leave me a comment and like this video. Can you see that Contour really can kind of thin your face out a little bit, can give you a little bit of definition that we're kind of losing as we get older. And it helps me kind of skip eyeshadow also. So I love contour. That's how I do it on a regular basis. And then I do the blush right over the top of that. The next thing I'm going to apply is my setting spray to just kind of lock it all in place. I do have a video about setting spray, and I will leave a link to that. After the setting spray dries, I will apply my mascara, and then I'll do my hair and get on with the rest of my day. But I hope all that was helpful. I hope it was helpful to just kind of watch and see how you can kind of skip a couple other things. If you can do contour and then apply blush right over the top of it, just kind of being pretty strategic with the way you apply it. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, like this video and share it with your friends. I hope that you'll subscribe and come back and see me next time. So for now, go out today and be blessed and do your best.